Project Insight is something S.H.I.E.L.D. has been working on in secret for a while now. Basically, next-generation helicarriers are linked together by satellites to detect and eliminate threats to world security before they even happen. Pretty cool, huh? I guess I shouldn't really be telling you all this in case anyone's listening and tries to sabotage the whole thing for their own evil schemes, but what are the odds of that?
This is Agent Sharon Carter of S.H.I.E.L.D., Special Service. Well, not anymore, but I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. Let's start at the beginning. Captain Steve Rogers' morning exercise was interrupted by a mission to rescue hostages on one of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s mobile satellite launch ships. The crew had been captured by the extremely dangerous Georges Batroc, and it was up to Captain America to bring them home safe and sound. Unfortunately for Cap, his splashy entrance meant he'd literally miss the boat. He would need help from the all-around nice guy Brock Rumlow, along with his strike team, to ensure the rest of the mission would be nothing but smooth sailing.
Hold on, Cap. I'll find a way to get you up here.
I feel like I'm gonna sink right to the floor.
Thanks. Cap, intel says Batroc's on the bridge at the rear of the ship. We need to get to him. Sometimes the best strategy is just to improvise.
Access granted.
Don't worry, Cap. We can pick them back up. Cap! We need to take care of that turret before it takes care of us! Just open this cargo bay. We need to find a way across. I don't know if I can do this.
Duty calls.
Sorry! Surprised they haven't raised a pirate flag yet. I've always had a soft spot for a skull and crossbones.
Wow. Things aren't so bad.
We got him, Cap! Let's show what happens to guys who mess with S.H.I.E.L.D.!
Access granted.
Captain America had defeated Batroc and rescued the hostages, but was surprised to discover Black Widow going against orders by retrieving data from the ship's computer. Rogers demanded an explanation from Director Fury and was told about Project Insight, a plan to supposedly protect the world by connecting 3 helicarriers together. Disliking the idea because it would mean living in a world controlled by fear, Cap soon found himself on the run with Black Widow and his new friend, the Falcon. Together, they learned that high-ranking World Security Council member Alexander Pierce had turned his back on Fury and was going to use Project Insight to allow Hydra to rule the world. Oh, and then they ran into the Winter Soldier.
Thank you so much.
As the fighting continued, the identity of the Winter Soldier was dramatically revealed. It was Steve's oldest friend, James Buchanan Barnes. As a result of Arnim Zola's experiments, Bucky had survived his fall from the train and had been brainwashed to serve Hydra. After escaping from Brock Rumlow's strike team, Cap and his friends reunited with Maria Hill and Nick Fury to come up with a plan to stop Project Insight. Their only hope was to reprogram the helicarriers so they would destroy each other, ending Hydra's evil schemes. After many grueling battles, Cap and the Falcon approached the final helicarrier console, but found the Winter Soldier standing in their way.
Please don't make me do this.
You're not my friend. You're my mission. Calling me Bucky!
Your name is James Buchanan Barnes. You know me. You've known me your whole life. I'm with you to the end of the road.
I need to get a doctor here.
the Winter Soldier concluded their epic battle when Cap decided he didn't want to hurt his friend and refused to fight back. Project Insight was stopped when the helicarriers were brought down, but in the process, the entire S.H.I.E.L.D. organization was also completely destroyed. Sure didn't see that one coming. Oh, but it's okay. I got a new job. I knew you were worried about me. Captain America and the Falcon fell from the helicarrier into the water, but were saved by Bucky. Maybe there's hope for him after all? You're probably wondering how I know all this. Well, let's just say I live next to Steve, and I'm kind of a nosy neighbor. Do you want me to write this down?
Excelsior!
You'd think that Tony Stark would be happy that he helped save the world from the Chitauri, but something about him's different now. He spends most of his time building new Iron Man suits at his mansion and has somehow managed to get himself in trouble with this mysterious menace known as the Mandarin. I'd like to think he knows what he's doing, but, well, he's Tony.
You see that lovely Malibu penthouse? Well, that's where I live with Tony Stark. Normally, it has a beautiful vista of the Pacific, but today, it has a fleet of gunships hired by the Mandarin to redecorate our lounge. He's the same villain that's been creating all kinds of chaos around town, even putting our friend Happy in the hospital. Guess he's not so happy now. Definitely not Tony's best decision giving our home address to a bunch of lava-blooded villains. On a positive note, at least his new Iron Man suit fits me snugly.
Get her, I'm gonna find a way around.
Tony! You're okay, right? We need to get you out of here right now. See, this is why I don't like it when you bring your work home with you. Tony, how is that gonna help us? Oh, it's a robot. I probably should have guessed. Can you control it from your side?
You don't like it?
Beep, bonk, beep, beep, honk.
I'm gonna get you out of here. That was weird, but surprisingly comfortable. Watch out for those helicopters, Tony!
holiday greeting I've been wanting to send to the Mandarin.
What is that thing? All right, I get it. Let's just hope it works. More of these guys? Hope you've still got some tricks up that iron sleeve of yours, Tony.
For a second, we thought it was over, but a final missile slipped past. I watched in horror as the entire condo sunk into the abyss. Thankfully, Jarvis had managed to help Tony escape a watery end, but the suit had shorted out, leaving him stranded in Tennessee. Further adding to his troubles, the hot-headed villains happened to be visiting the area, and Tony's only ally was Harley, a local boy with a pretty mean potato gun. The pair were left with no choice but to take on the Flameheads together. Tony really should start keeping the rest of the Avengers on speed dial.
Whoa, that was so cool! I mean, you know, in a bad way. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. There are transformers around here that'll shut the power off. I accidentally did that. Twice.
Don't worry about it, I'll fix it.
No offense, but I think you might be a little too heavy for this. Let me try.
What just happened?
Alright, that's one of them taken care of. Now to find the other one. Look, there's a transformer up here. Let's smash it and go.
Catch my breath for a second.
Oh man, she looks angry. Like, really angry. How is she even glowing like that?
Hey, Hotlinks, you want to party? Come on, you and me, let's go.
You got a plan for this, right? It kind of feels like we're a little outmatched right now.
You'll see.
After some creative use of a microwave, Tony defeated the remaining Extremis-fueled agents and headed off to take down the Mandarin. Then, things got complicated very quickly. The Mandarin turned out to be a washed-up British actor called Trevor, and the real villain was actually someone familiar. Not an ex-neighbor, but a nerd turned superhuman called Aldrich Killian. I've got to admit, he was looking much more suave these days. Killian only went and took me hostage, exposing me to Extremis. He also kidnapped the president, too, and planned to serve him up like a roast turkey. Tony turned up to save the day, this time with Iron Patriot by his side, and his entire back catalog of Iron Man suits. The 10-year-old with the potato gun would have come too, but he had to tidy his room.
Okay. What do we got here? There is no version of this where you come out on top. version of this where you come out on top.
Wanted the Mandarin, Tony? Well, here I am. I am the Mandarin.
You're a maniac.
Try all you want. You can't win. You know that, don't you? Delaying the inevitable, Tony. Perhaps this will teach you to be nicer to people you randomly meet at parties.
I'm not afraid of you. I know you're a coward.
Take a minute.
There's no version of this where you come out on top.
You see? That suit was just like you! A failure!
Jarvis, do me a favor and blow Mark 42.
No!
Even after being cooked in an Iron Man suit, Killian was still up for another round. Luckily for Tony, I was in no mood for any more nonsense. Combining my terrifically toasty powers and an Iron Man repulsor, I flame-grilled the big geek. With that maniac out of the way, Tony celebrated by blowing up all his suits, promising to spend the holidays with me rather than with a screwdriver and an arc reactor. With the president now safe and sound, Tony promised to use his super genius to find a cure for the extremis enhancements. Straight after we'd had a festive dinner. Oh, and after he'd had his shrapnel removed. Oh, and don't forget, he is Iron Man.
While Thor was helping us track down Loki, we asked him about any potential threats to Midgard, Earth. One of his stories was about an ancient race called the Dark Elves, led by Malekith, who attempted to use something called the Ether to bring darkness to the Nine Realms. It sounded kind of serious, but Thor assured us it was all settled thousands of years ago. Why do I still have a bad feeling about this?
Long before the birth of light, there was darkness, and from that darkness came Malekith, a dark elf who millennia ago sought to return our universe back into one of eternal night, using the power of the Ether, an ancient force of infinite destruction. My father vanquished Malekith in a mighty war. It was a tale he recounted so often that he truly lived up to the name King Bor. At the climax of the battle, the Ether was destroyed. Or so we believed until Jane Foster, Thor's girlfriend from the wrong side of the Bifrost, somehow managed to stumble upon it, waking an ancient evil from his slumber, with only one layabout to defend her, and my favorite son in prison. Asgard was in more peril than it had ever faced.
Return to your cells. No further harm will come to you. You have my word. Very well, you do not have my word.
It's as if they resent being in prison.
There's no pleasing some creatures.
You might want to take the stairs to the left.
How can a man be so casual when faced with this chaos?
He always was one for mischief. Be thankful, my dear friend. He's doing nothing but merely knitting. Graceful?
Splendid work, my friend. Never thought I'd have to break myself out of the dungeon.
Oh, one swing of my trusty axe would have us out of here in no time.
Then I suggest you start with him this time, Thor.
Thor! I've got this completely under control!
Is that why everything's on fire?
You did not truly think to do this without me! For glory! For the All-Father!
You want me to put the hammer down?
No minor skirmish. Asgard is in danger. Come, we must take the fight to these intruders and end this. We must follow them. Our king needs us.
Strange fellows, these. I'm impressed by their resilience to my charming smile. I think I'm going to miss this. I'm not surprised. After you managed to consume 4 wild boars, 6 pheasants, a side of beef, and 2 caskets of broth.
One must not fight on this stomach matter. Now, for Asgard!
Accept your surrender.
After you, Volstagg the Valiant.
Be quiet and push!
Too late. My lump of a son Thor added Malekith's escape to his considerable list of heroic failures. His only option was to seek the help of his brilliant brother, cruelly locked away and forgotten in Asgard's dungeons. Defying my orders, they fled Asgard through secret ways long forgotten. And together as brothers, they stood to face our greatest foe.
right, you ready?
I am.
Ta-da! Are you mad?
Possibly. Still don't trust you, brother.
Would you?
No, I wouldn't.
I wish I could trust you.
Trust my rage.
Loki! Now!
If it were easy, everyone would do it.
Whatever you're doing, brother, I suggest you do it faster.
Shut up, Loki.
You want me to put the hammer down?
Alas, my favorite son. A cold man, yes, but a giant in his way. Gave his very life for Goldilocks, the hammer lover. By more luck than design, my lesser son and his girlfriend managed to return to Earth and regroup with the rabble they call friends. They hatched a plan that held the very future of the universe in its balance.
Thor, are you there? You've been off the grid a while now. Our sensors are detecting abnormal energy around your location. Are you triggering that?
Convergence will be in full effect in 7 minutes.
That just means we have to keep Malekith busy for 8. Gravimetric spikes. We need to put them together.
You sure this is going to work? These devices were made to detect them. It's not causal.
Okay, I'm trying the phase meter now. You might want to hold on to something.
You know, with all that power, I thought you'd hit harder.
Your universe was never meant to be. You needn't have come so far, Asgardian. Death would have come to you soon enough.
Not by your hand.
My bad.
We're running out of time.
Darkness returns, Asgardian. Have you come to witness the end of your universe?
We're out of time. We can't get close enough to Malekith.
I can. your surrender. Malekith! I've come to accept your surrender.
You think you can stop this? The Ether cannot be destroyed.
But you can.
So despite everything, the big lug won the day with the considerable sacrifice of his brilliant brother. What a shameful waste. If only Loki had lived to rule Asgard, what a king he would have made. Glorious and
burdened with glorious purpose.